There is one nation in the Nordics that I always underestimated, and I have to say I was wrong. And that nation is Sweden. So today I will show you the true potential of this nation and how much you can accomplish in very little time. So without further ado, Ironman, historical, and go. So Sweden, 1936. We are a little bit equipment starved, just a little bit, but we have a lot of potential. Production-wise, I would start with building a bit of everything with a focus on guns, because we will need a lot of guns. Research, I'm gonna stay boring. Engineering and production. Construction-wise, we have to be a bit more specific. We have to start off with a lot of infrastructure in the north. Why? I will explain to you later. And focus-wise, there's like one focus we can do, so let's do that. The Government Commission recommends rearmament. This event forces us to kind of choose a new leader, and I will take the Farmers Party one because he's a rearmament proponent. So let's choose him. For our next focus, we're gonna rush down the radio. So let's start with urbanization. Urbanization is done. Let's get the radio. The 1936 Sweden general election. Here we can kind of change our candidate. Yeah, I really don't want that. So Excel has done well so far. Let him continue. We got the radio. And why is that important? Because we want to go down the monarchist route. And for that we need a lot of non-aligned support. This radio can support one ideology. And of course it starts with democratic, because we are democratic. But if we go into the decisions now and choose the last option, we get war support, less justified wartime, and non-aligned support. I mean, also some other stuff, but that's not important right here. So let's get that. The focus is done, and now we come to our first choice. And this one is actually pretty important, because on the one side, we get civilian industry, a little bit of support for democracy and communism, and stability. Well, on the other side, we get mill industry, non-aligned support, and some other support, and we modify national spirit to lose stability and gain war support. And that's the big balance you have to keep with Sweden. Because if you look at the national spirit, and yes, we haven't talked about it yet, you see it's very much focused right now on giving us infrastructure bonuses and civilian industry bonuses. We build those two way faster. Mills, dockyards, not so much. The upside of this is that we can build up a huge civilian industry at the beginning and then build up a huge military industry. Because we will try to convert the spirit to give us less stability and more war support. And also turn around the modifiers so we build mills faster. The big problem here is that we also have this national spirit, where if we go under 68 stability, we will get huge strikes and will have huge stability losses. It's a very crippling event, and we don't want that. So we have to balance now that we don't lose too much stability until we have constructed 14 civilian factories. And we even get a bonus if we get that. 120 political power. That's pretty good. And you might ask yourself now, why do we need the war support? Because for this focus down here, we need more than 8 war support or 10 world tension, but yeah, that will take longer. So without further ado, let's get this focus. And because we're also nearly done with infrastructure in the north, let me explain that too. With the industry concerns, we have one that gives us amazing bonuses if we have more than 11 infrastructure in 3 specific provinces, which is those 3 over here. So what I'm doing first is I'm going to increase the provinces that have huge mines in them. Like you see, they have a lot of resources, so it's amazing for export. And at the same time, we can build civilian industry faster in those 2 provinces. It means we will take a bit longer with the civilian industry, but I personally think it's worth it. But at the end of the day, you decide. And yeah, that was a very long rant to explain that. There's so much stuff in this focus tree you have to think about. It's actually wild, but in a cool way. And look at that. The focus is done. We got the new radio. A lot of good things happened. Now we have another choice. State-paid vacations or privately managed vacations. I personally am for state-paid vacations. No, that's not a political statement, even though it would be nice. Because we get more political power. And for Sweden, political power is actually quite important. So let's get that. Very fast focus. Very nice. And now let's take the focus that I actually wanted to rush down. Reject the, I'm not gonna pronounce that, agreement. Giving us non-aligned support and most importantly, war support. Let's get it. The agreement has been rejected. Now let's get the old enemy stirs. And once again, a 35-day focus. Very good. Fast focus is done. Let's get prevent a red dictatorship. Prevent a red dictatorship is done. And you see up here, we're not even close to getting the world tension we would have needed. So yeah, this is way faster. But without further ado, let's get the next 35-day focus. Of course, on the monarchist side. And while this is going on, we can, for a little bit of extra political power, it is more expensive, but we can get partial mobilization, which is still very good. This focus is done. Let's get appeal for support. And we're just rushing down this focus tree so fast. Appeal for support is done. Let's immediately meet with the king, removing the minus 10% political power gain we currently have. But yeah, it's a little bit stupid. Why? I will show you in a sec. In the background, we can appeal for support via decision, where we basically can make promises for non-aligned support. The big thing here is that all of them are bad except the rule folk. The rule folk actually give you a good modifier if you promise them something. So they're the only one who really asks for support here. And if you look at our non-aligned support, we're already at 51%. We have started so soon with non-aligned support that we don't need anyone else's help. So don't take the others, only take the rule folk. In the background, let's research medium tanks. Focus is done. Improving our political power gain. Temporarily, you will see. But let's immediately jump down, attack lands organization. And with the focus done, you might notice that we're getting dangerously close to 68 stability. And that's funnily enough because we have a lot of non-aligned support, because having low support of your ruling ideology reduces your stability. So we're kind of rushing down, having non-aligned, which we thankfully can do now. And here's the stupid thing. If the king back in charge, he'll get the minus 10% political power gain modifier back. We removed it over here to get it back over here. Very cool. Anyways, let's get it. Now you see we have 69 stability.
Nice.
But thankfully, we are about to finish the focus. So yeah, this is pretty much planned through. I'm really trying to min-max this to get it as fast as possible without getting the disaster. And I think like that's the best route, unironically. So focus is done. 78 stability. Very good. And the king is in charge. Likes Germany. Oh no, I just saw the spirit. Yes. Anyways, let's get the counter-revolution. And right after that, let's get some advisors. Political power gain. Very good. And extra manpower. Also very good. And Austria has disappeared. Counter-revolution is done. Right now, we can't do any other focus. We don't have enough war support and manpower. So until we can do that, let's do government weapons contract, giving us war support. Very good. And because it will be very useful and is very cheap, I'm going to get myself the army defense chief of army. So now I'm going to play a little bit with fire. I'm going to do the focus, seize the Landswerk, meaning I get military factories, make Germany angry, which there will be anyways with what I plan for, and I modify the Volkshelmet spirit by giving us more war support and losing 16 stability. This would bring us down to 70. So that's kind of dangerous, but it lets us do a lot of things faster. So let's do it. And in the background, I'm going to order the construction of the first anti-attack. Very good. Focus is done. Now let's do this focus. Basically, we're demanding land from Norway, and they will probably say yes. To increase my chances by a little bit, I'm going to wait a few days and improve relations with them. Maybe also Denmark, because they're next. And wait until this is at 9 out of 10 days. So we got 17 relations, not that much, but slightly increase our chances. Nordic crisis, let's do it. In my experience, they always say yes, but I don't want to risk it. Focus is done, and they said yes, giving us those provinces here in the north. Now let's immediately do the next one. United Kingdoms of Sweden and Norway. If they accept, they become our puppet. Very good. Focus is done, and they accept. And just as a heads up, I did build a few troops in the background to increase my chance, because I'm not 100% sure if they always say yes, but they tend to always work out if you build a few troops and have high relations and do what I did with the focuses. So yeah, no problem. Now let's immediately rush down this focus, allowing us to integrate all the Nordic nations. Before you start a debate about what's Nordic, it literally says allows annexing and coring Nordic subjects. Okay? Like Paradox says that, not me. That's not on me if that's wrong. Focus is done. Very important right now. Let's immediately start integrating Norway, because it takes 180 days. And why do I start right now? Because if you know how historical works, you will know that after Germany is done over here, they will attack Denmark and Norway. So by then, we must have already integrated them, or they will attack us. Because they don't get a war call on Sweden, just Denmark and Norway. So yeah, we're a little bit on time limit. There's a reason why I rush it down. There's actually more than one reason why I rush it down, but let's start with Denmark, the Bornholm crisis. By the way, I did save political power for this. This is kind of expensive, so I didn't get anything. First focus is done. Denmark accepts, giving us this island over here. Now let's demand even more. Denmark accepts. Now let's form a final trick, demand Denmark. And in the background, we can already start the integration of Iceland. And here we go. The negative spirit is gone, meaning we don't need to be afraid of it anymore. Very good. Focus is done, and Denmark says yes. Now let's continue with Finland. And don't forget, integrate Denmark. What we can also do right now is start building mills. First focus is done. Finland says yes, giving us this island. Now let's ask for Finnish demilitarization. And in the background, we have integrated Norway. And will I say yes to this? Very good. With the next focus, we would puppet them. I don't want to do that yet. The Soviets are about to attack the Finnish, and yeah, I don't want to fight the Soviets yet. So I'm gonna wait for the war over here to conclude. Then I will puppet Finland, and then I have some other things planned. Also, same reasons why I didn't take this focus, which gives us basically a war call on the Baltics. I want to own the region for my end goal of today's video, but it is just easy to take it from the Soviets. Just trust me in that one. What we can do now is get our fourth research slot. Let's do that. Oh yeah, in the background, this started, which is no problem for me because I integrated integrated Denmark and Norway. So we are safe. We got the research slot. So let's get this focus next. Military construction speed. What I also want to do now, let's update our infantry division to 35th. Let's go. The Soviets started the Finland war. Yeah, it would have been way too early for integration. Way too early. And because we can do it, standardized equipment, fixing our 1 negative modifier. Because this does actually hurt. It's a pretty bad modifier. Finland war is over. Very good timing. Your focus just finished. And at the same time, here a cheeky little war goal over here. Focus is done. Finland says yes. Very good. In the background, let's integrate them. And let's start our small conflict with the Allied forces. Because yeah, I want to take out the Allies early. After the 30k special, I have no chill here. No chill. We can actually do a day 1 naval invasion. Pretty good. And we can also join the Axis. You know what? For now, that's pretty good. Let's do it. Because right now, a lot of the Allied forces are stuck over here in Africa. So they will not actually be in Britain. I'm actually double lucky because I've not really been intercepted by any submarines. So pretty good. And we got the naval landing. Let's get all the troops over. And in the background, I'm going to deny allies supply. Because otherwise, the Germans will get a lot of war participation over here. And I really don't want that. I actually really don't want that. That is all my participation. Be quiet. And you see, German troops try to come. And after they deny the supply, they immediately want to leave again. It's so good. They just can't fight over here. And that's why we win so easily. Because the allies are completely overrun by my space marines. And the Germans can't supply the troops without anything here. I get easy war participation. Yep, war is over. Peace conference is done. For some reason, Kenya got liberated. What? Anyways, the important part is I stole a lot of the navy, directly and indirectly. Directly from the subjects and indirectly through puppeting France and Britain. So once I annex them, I get their entire navy. It's pretty good. Also got myself these islands over here for resources. They're very good. And all of Britain. I feel like I deserve it. And it's very easy to defend if you attack the Germans or anyone else because it's an island. So nice. And we did all of that before I could even integrate Finland. But of course, we're not done yet. So let's leave the Axis and do our own thing. And to make future expansion easier, let's get an air force. So plane number 1 and plane number 2. In the background, we have also integrated the entirety of Finland. Of course, right now we could proclaim Nordic unity or restore a Kalmar Union. But honestly, we already integrated all the land through the decisions anyway. So we have a cooler color now and the flag is also cooler. So why do it? Our actual end goal is in these decisions down here. The Swedish Empire and then later on the eternal Nordic Empire. And for these, we have to conquer a lot of land. Let's start with the Swedish Empire, where we basically have to own all of Finland, even the land that's partially the Soviets right now, the Baltics, Leningrad, and parts of northern Germany. So we basically have to integrate all of our neighbors. And yes, integrate is a nice word to use here. I don't know how the British did that, but Winston Churchill survived in South Georgia. How? I puppeted everything that was not taken by the Germans. How are they still here? What is this? Okay, I'm starting to feel a little bit over-prepared. I do be missing a little bit of manpower here, so let's justify on Germany. Unironically, my armed forces must seem very small, but I have so much stuff. I just need a war to increase my conscription law, so I actually have the people to use it. It's so stupid. And the timing is so good because the Germans just declared a war against the Soviets. And we very soon have also our war goal. So actually very good timing. The war goal is done. Let's use it. Bring us all the way up to service per requirement. And yeah, the downside is we're at war with the Japanese now. It is what it is. And the Japanese are also involved. What? Why are the Japanese involved with the Soviet Union? No idea where this is coming from. Doesn't matter. In the background, let's build way more troops. And wait. Oh my god, my anti-tanks are shredding their cast. 90, 55. What is this? I think I deleted the entire cast in one attack here. They have no more cast in the region. My troops are prepared. The Air Force is deployed. Let's go in. And we have our first encirclement. That was 100% a prepared naval invasion. So many troops at this port. And be gone. The Germans really hate having me here. They're just endlessly attacking me. My supply is actually pretty bad right now. So they're actually pushing me a bit. But oh my god, because of my CAS and my fighters, they're just losing so much equipment right now. So much. The supply has been fixed. Let's push. Supply is actually so important in this game. It's crazy how my entire offensive halted because I had a small bottleneck. It is crazy. Don't you love when the game gives you no notification that there was a naval invasion in the background? I love that. Oh my god, I saved it, but that was so close. And the game gave me no notification whatsoever that was happening. No sound. Nothing. Oh my god. I put a little bit of a coast guard now here so the bottleneck is fixed, but that was about to end the game. Like, ironically. Man, they have so many planes, but the losses are huge. Oh my god. Finally, Germany has capitulated. This took forever, and it was a lot of pain, but I got it. Very good. And apparently the Japanese capitulated. You know what? I am fine with that. I did nothing to help, but I also didn't want to be involved in Japanese, so I don't care. The cool thing about this is I got my island back, and that's Italy cleaned up. Only Bulgaria missing, but I think the Soviets got that one. And peace conference. Got an achievement. Dancing Queen. Didn't plan on it, but pretty cool. I would say now, let's take out the Soviet Union. And you know what? We can annex Britain. Let's do it. Actually, a huge amount of troops. Delete. And even better, they had a huge navy. So I'm gonna collect that. Thank you very much. And let's also integrate France. Once again, giving me a small army I really don't need. And ships. Very cool. But now, without further ado, let's go in. Retaking our core states. And this looks actually pretty easy so far. I also created a bicycle variation of my Space Marine division. Yeah, experimenting a bit. If bicycles also work as Space Marines, would be pretty strong. And of course, I increased the speed of the tanks because, you know, otherwise it would just be infantry, but a bit weaker and more expensive. Which going very well. And we're only missing this last province to proclaim the restoration of the Swedish Empire. And we got it. I actually never clicked on it. I hope it's cool. We will be known as Gustav the Great and get compliance in a lot of states. Let's do it. We can immediately make compliance governments. You know what? No. But the trade we got is actually pretty good. Recruiting population and non-core manpower. You know how much I love my non-core manpower. By the way, why is my puppet communist? Can we talk about that? Hello? We're fighting the communists. Stop that. Just check the losses of the Soviet Union. They're already up to 5 million. I mean, I also have a good portion of losses. I'm not gonna deny that, but they're just endlessly running into me. And Moscow has fallen. Just casually bicycling into Stalingrad. It is so stupid. Man, I love bicycle divisions. They're just so fun. Yeah, I didn't mention it. Sweden gets them. They get them over here. They're always a little bit hidden, but a lot of the Nordic nations, quote unquote, have bicycle divisions, and I wish there were more. They're pretty cool. And the war has been won. And I got everything. The US was at war with the Soviet Union too, but nope, didn't got a thing. So now we're only missing the USA. And here I have to bring sad news because I ran out of time to record today. So yep, how about we agree to that? On the week where I release this video, I will finish all of this live on Twitch. I know you would wish that I would finish in the video, but I really don't have time anymore. So that's my proposal. Let me know if you're okay with it. But anyways, my Patreons, I love you. Until next time, bye.